What's the difference between working in and working on your business? So many business owners, fitness professionals included, talk about the need to spend more time working on, not in the business. Yet I think this is something like systems where people don't really understand what that even means. And here's the reason that I think that. Working in and on the business, right? I think there's some very, very clear differences here. But if that was true, that you really needed to spend more time working in or on, than in your business, you would have time blocked off to do that. But what I think holds people back is not that they know they need to do that, it's that they don't know what to do when they're doing that. So when you're working on your business, when you're trying to spend time thinking strategically, really working on and being the business owner in your business, what are you supposed to do? And there's some key differences here, and sometimes the line between the two gets a little bit gray, but I'm going to try to add some clarity to that and then give you a few tips that'll help you find more time to work on your business. So let's just start off by going ahead and saying that if you run a business, if you are the business owner, whether you're self-employed, as an independent trainer running your business out of another gym, have your own studio, have multiple studios, right? You need to spend time working on the business. Now, depending on what stage you're in your business journey. So we have 5 stages lined out that go from stage 1, sell, to then marketing machine, to systems wise, to manager leader, to entrepreneur. And each of those stages has criteria. Each stage, right, as a business owner, the time that you spend working on versus in the business, it shifts, right? Early on, if you're just getting started, that $0 to $2,000 a month in revenue, I'm just trying to get things ramped up, I'm gonna spend most of the time working in the business. I need to be selling, I need to be marketing, I need to be training, I need to be learning how to become a better trainer, working with clients, all of that. Then the time I'm spending working on the business, that's just, that's probably minimal, right? And I don't know, and I don't have a percentage. If I threw something out, it would just be randomly throwing a number out, so I won't. But I can tell you that it is weighted much further towards the working in than on the business. Now, as you get to stage 2, and I get to that $2,000 to somewhere in $8,000 to $10,000 range, right, a month in revenue for your business. Now I have to spend more time. It's still weighted more heavily towards in the business because you're still the one responsible for delivering most of the marketing, sales, and the client results within your business. And so there's probably still a lot of time. It's still weighted much more heavily towards that working in versus on the business. Now let's move to stage 3, where we're at 8 to let's say $8,000 to $15,000, maybe up to $20,000 a month in revenue, where now systems, delegation, bringing on staff starts to become a priority, right? We call that systems wise. That's the title for that stage in your business journey. Now we start to split more. That now I'm going to start to gradually increase the time that I need to work on the business versus in the business, right? And there's still more time in the business at this stage than there is on the business. Now, as I get to manager leader, which is the next stage. So when I go from that $25,000 to $50,000 a month mark in my business, now I'm going to start to split more of my time, and it'll be more evenly split to the time working in versus on the business. And then once I get to entrepreneur status, now I'm spending much more of my time working on versus in the business, right? So it gradually shifts, right? So if we look at it like a bar graph, right? And we had 2 different colors. So I'm going to ask you to visualize this. Picture there's a bar graph. So there's a bar, like if you were playing a video game, your life bar, how much life you have or health you have, right? But we look at it and it is going to be split into 2 different colors with a bar, like another line or a separator right in the middle. And let's say the red is working in and the blue is working on the business, right? And so red is working in, blue is on. Now, when I'm in stage 1, right, my separator is way over here. So there's a lot more red than there is blue. And as I grow, right, that gradually starts to move over until I hit that entrepreneur stage, $50 plus in revenue, right? That now I shift that over and it becomes much more towards working on the business. So depending on where you're at, that'll dictate how much time you need to spend in each of those sections, like each of those categories, let's just call them that. Now, what is the difference, right? Working in the business, that is doing the day-to-day tasks, clients, marketing. It's the day-to-day things that make the business go, whether that's marketing and sales or operations, delivering your service, customer service, all the client or the facility administration that has to go on, right? And even the finances and the bookkeeping and all that, that's working in the business. When we talk about working on the business, that's time where you get to step back and you get to think about improving processes, improving the way you deliver your service, improving and speeding up the systems within your business. So here's a great example, right? I could be selling, right, and working on the business. I could be marketing, doing these videos, working in the business, selling is working in the business. I do all of those things, but I also have responsibilities where I have to work on our business. And so yesterday, I spent a couple of hours thinking through our sales pipeline and how I could automate or how I could create some systems and structure within the CRM that we use to make my salespeople's jobs easier, to make them more efficient, to get more out of them so that they could spend more time selling, less time figuring stuff out. And so I spent a couple of hours that I blocked off learning about that, researching it, mapping it out, and then I went to work and I worked in the business and I actually got it in play, and then I trained that team on that this morning. And so that was the difference between working in, right, I actually doing that stuff, getting it updated, and working on was thinking it through, learning about it, educating myself, planning the strategy, right, the bigger picture piece. So an example for you would be thinking about your marketing strategy. So doing the actual marketing, filming a video, building a landing page, doing that, working in the business, thinking about taking time, taking an hour, taking 30 minutes, whatever it might be, thinking about where can I find more of my ideal client? What type of message do I have to have? What type of offer do I have to have? That's working on the business. How could I automate some of my marketing? Is there any way that I could make my marketing more effective? Right? That is things like working on the business, and you have to have a little bit of both. And here's something that we teach and we try to implement within ourselves, right? So we aren't always the best follower of our own rules, but the system that we teach fitness business owners is exactly what we try to use inside of our business to grow our business. And one of the things that we try to do is we try to, especially for our management or our leadership team, is to have time blocked off in our schedules each week where we do think about the business, where we think about our strategy, our long-term vision, where we're at towards our goals for this year. What could we improve on? How could I make things better within our business? And we try to block off time each week for us to sit and just think about that and work on the business, making it better, improving processes, helping us accelerate our strategy, thinking about opportunities. Could we solve some big issues, right? So we have a leadership team meeting that is also working on the business, right? We have a meeting where our key people, there's 3 of us, right, that are really guiding the direction of our company, sit and meet, and we talk about the issues we're having, the opportunities that are present, what do we need to work on, and that's working on the business. So we have that blocked off in our meeting time. Hopefully you have a team meeting every week. You should have a meeting with your entire team to work on the business. You should have a meeting with yourself every week as the business owner to think about and strategize and just explore new opportunities, ways to speed things up, ways to get your goals faster or to help your people. Right? As you become more and more of a manager, as a leader in your business where you have a team, you have to help your people do their jobs better. You can think about ways to do that, and that is working on the business. So if you want to spend more time, if you say, I need to spend more time doing it, take it seriously and block off each week an hour or 2 hours, or even if it's 30 minutes, spend 30 minutes a day thinking about it, working on your business, plan your meetings, right? Put it in your calendar like any other appointment, and that's how you're gonna get it done. So that's the difference between working in and on your business. Now, this is your action step, right? I want you to find 1 hour in the next week, 1 hour in the next week where you can block it off and work on the business. Think about how can I improve a system? What are the things that I feel like are holding us back, and how can I just brainstorm solutions, start to piece together solutions to get that done faster? If you do that, right, I promise you that if you make that a consistent habit, a behavior in your business where you're doing that every week or every other week, you will move much faster, right? But if you want to spend more time working on than in the business, you've got to block it off. You've got to commit to it. That's your action step, right? If you need a little help thinking through that stuff, right? If you want somebody in your corner to help you figure out what should I even be working on? How do I make this go faster? What I want you to do is click the link right below this or the card right above this in the video, and I want you to schedule your free coaching call. We're going to go through a discovery call with you and understand what is holding you back in your business. What's the biggest challenge you're facing right now? I'm going to figure out what it is, why that's a problem, and then we're going to start to piece together the solutions for that problem, right? And then if it makes sense for us, if it's a big enough problem and we can help you fix it, we'll talk about the ways that we can help you fix that, right? But the very first step is to do your free discovery call where we uncover what that problem is, why it exists in your business, and then we talk about some potential solutions to get it fixed. So click on that and schedule your free discovery call right now.